I have a soft spot in my heart for Arizona. It'd be one of the places I would love to live once I get to cross the border from Canada, leave this socialist hellhole behind, and then find a nice place in the United States to make my home. And normally when we're talking about the border crisis, more often than not, we're kind of talking about Texas, okay? Florida likes to chime in every once in a while. California just pretends, hey man, there's no crisis over here at all whatsoever. Well, if you don't pay attention to it, is it really a crisis? If a tree falls in the woods, will Gavin Newsom tax it? Probably. But with Carrie Lake, whatever the proper way to enunciate her name, the next governor of Arizona, God willing, of course, says that one of the first things that she's going to do is declare a border emergency day one, because dating all the way back to John McCain's carpet-bagged Senate career, because that motherfucker is from nowhere near Arizona. Let's keep it a stack. War hero my ass. I've heard all of those transmissions with him collaborating with the Vietnamese, so let's fucking stop the cap when it comes to him being some sort of a fucking venerated figure in the Republican Party. Fucking rhino cunt. Most patriotic thing that he ever did in his life was announce his brain cancer diagnosis. But there's a significant problem, okay, when it comes to a flood of illegal immigration, illegal aliens in the great state of Arizona, okay? And for things like this to manifest in a place like Yuma of all, 310 to Yuma? No. How about 250,000 migrants in fucking Yuma? In the past year, where medical service bills have topped $20 million, tourism has declined, and locals are complaining of being shot at by coyotes. Yeah, and again, normally, Yuma's a pretty blue district within Arizona, but now they're seeing all of their policies manifest there. You wonder why they ended up voting for Carrie Lake, the more, how do we put that, straight-laced and based conservative candidate for governor. Known as the sunniest city on earth, the winter lettuce capital of the United States. That's a fun fact, I guess. And the inspiration for 2007's Western film, 310 to Yuma. I didn't even know that was going to be in there, but yeah, Russell Crowe, was that Ethan Hawke that was in that? I seen that, and I definitely seen it. Anyways, but in the last year, the small Arizona town of Yuma has become famous for migrants as it is for movies. Is it really famous for movies outside of that one reference? Anyways, of the past 12 months, almost 250,000 people have flooded into the city of 100,000. Lured by gaps in the border fence. Finish that dang fence! That fucking ad was running, what, in 2006 or something like that? Fuck off, McCain. Still losing in hell. And a border patrol sector stretched to the limit. What has followed as a result is a that's not a word, $20 million bill for medical services for migrants, illegal aliens. Stop it. At the hospital since January. Locals claiming they are being shot at by cartel traffickers. Seems about right. 48 dead bodies discovered in the last 6 months. A drop in tourism. Well, to be fair, with 250,000 people coming across the border, wouldn't that be an increase in tourism? Oh no, but they're staying and actually being financially incentivized to stay. Anyways, it was forced to lock its doors at one point. Oh lord. Oh, at a homeless shelter that was forced to close. Yuma has become the origin of many of the migrant buses headed to Washington, D.C. Yeah, New York and Chicago. I didn't know they were going to Chicago. That's adorable. Again, if they're still being sent there at the beginning of the new year, they can feel free to do any sort of violent crime that they want. Prompting howls of outrage from D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser. That was so funny because a couple of years ago, Washington, D.C. is a sanctuary city, and what Trump is doing in those other places is just outright illegal. And then once the crisis comes to her door, can we get the National Guard over here? Because we're tired of all these brown people. Who declared a state of emergency after receiving 4,000 migrants. 4,000 migrants. International fucking emergency. 250,000 people. Can't you guys just deal with it? Like, just stop. You're on the border for a reason. And Mayor Eric Adams, who claimed homeless shelters in New York have been inundated. Well, that's nice. It's not like he fucking cares, because all of the places that he goes, the Met Gala, box seats at the Yankees games, he could give a fuck what's actually going on the streets. I couldn't have ever imagined he would give less of a fuck about the safety, security, and the organization of New York City than Bill de Blasio, but here we are. Mayor Beetlejuice of Chicago branded Texas Governor Abbott racist for sending several busloads of people totaling 60. Oh, well, put Mexicans on a fucking air-conditioned bus and send them to the beautiful city of Chicago during the summertime? That's somehow racist? That's weird. Trust me, he'd send black people, white people, yellow people, orange people, green people. He would send fucking anybody who decided to cross the border, and Biden do fuck all about that. Okay, he would love to send everybody that he can in order to experience the sights and the great Chicago skyline. Hey, go out there and get some deep dish pizza. You can go even and throw some tamales on top of it if you like. But Abbott's the racist, instead of the lady who wouldn't take any questions from white reporters. Funny thing about that. Anyways, but for the people of Yuma, 60 is just a drop in the ocean. Yeah, no shit. 60. We have 800 coming every day. One elderly local who lives close to the infamous gap at the Morelos Dam told DailyMail.com. "Yeah, better do something about this soon because ammo prices are getting a little too high for me." Speaking in an exclusive interview with DailyMail.com, Yuma Mayor Douglas Nichols said you have mayors from Washington, D.C. and New York City that are complaining about a couple of thousand people over 3 or 4 months. We're seeing those numbers monthly or even weekly. If those few thousand people are having an impact, imagine the impact over 200,000 people. Yeah, no shit. I think what it is a wake-up call for them. They want to have them in their communities, then they want them to be a sanctuary city. Well, this is what being a sanctuary city is. Whether you declare it or not, that's just what fucking happens. Instead of just, I don't know, if only there was a policy put in place by a former president that said stay in Mexico. If only that was there, these places wouldn't be having that problem, okay? And it wouldn't end up leaking out to the rest of the more affluent cities that are there, of course. Almost like, what's that saying? Oh, right, Trump was right. Anyways, complaining about being sent 60 people seems hypocritical, to be frank. Yeah, no shit. You don't even need to be frank. In fact, you're Doug. Yuma is on the front line of the U.S. southern border crisis with 24,424 people crossing the Sonoran Desert into the city in July, the most recent months that figures were available. 24,424. That seems like a meme number. I'm sure it was probably different than that, but it looks nice. That amounts to a 400% increase in the previous year, which itself a 2,400% spike. Let's just fucking round it up, okay? On to the numbers seen in 2020. Most of the migrants are drawn to the area because of the relative ease of crossing the border. According to Mayor Nichols, there are 50 breaks in the border wall along the 126-mile Yuma sector, including the Gap. You got a picture of the Gap? No, but what they do is a bunch of really cool pictures that they have there. Like there's a big old water tower. That's cool. Oh, and then they got some shipping containers there to block some of the other gaps. Not the official gap that's in the wall, but just the ones where the border fence stops for whatever fucking reason. Like, honestly, if you have one built right there and they have another one built right there, why don't you just continue to do that? Oh, because if you'd finish it, that's racism or something like that, I guess. And there is I think somebody's probably even tried to shimmy through that, because again, if you get that fucking close and it's like, to hell, I'm not going to be stopped by any of the boxes that are going to be there. Fuck that. Border cutouts through Copaca Indian Reserve. Is that a racism? Whatever. Quarter native. Fuck off. Which refuses to erect a fence, leaving several miles of open land across the border. Hey, fucking finish that wall, otherwise we'll colonize you again. You're looking a little cold. You need a fucking blanket? Several miles open, a long stretch of land along Copaca Reservation, which has very little border patrol. Probably a real shortage of border patrol agents and substance abuse agents, if they're anything like the other tribes that are up here. Anyways, and there's all the people, and it's like, hey, I understand. They want to, except for that white girl that's in the back. That's a little bit weird. I wonder if she got shipped off at Chicago too. But anyways, like the people trying to come across the border, somebody wearing a Louis Vuitton t-shirt. What the fuck is going on here? Are those actual immigrants or are those just, displaced tourists? But they're trying to come over and get a better life for themselves. I understand. I do understand that. But if Mexico would fucking figure out their shit and deal with the cartels that are running amok down there, there wouldn't be this flood in a one-way direction, okay? Mexico's experiencing this with a bunch of white liberal hippies from California flocking down to Mexico City, driving up all the real estate prices there. That might actually spurn them into doing something. I'm pretty sure I did a video on that. It's been a while ago, but I'm pretty sure I talked about that as well and what they're experiencing down there. But this isn't fair to those people that come across. They pay tens of thousands of dollars to just get the opportunity to succeed in America, something that so many people, 300 and some million people, are just born into. And there's still fucking losers that are out there, and these people are actually risking their lives to make that journey. What's your excuse for not being fucking successful? But yeah, Yuma looks like a great place. Like, I know I've heard of it a whole bunch of times, and the fact that they have a nice little downtown incorporated 1914, when Joe Biden was merely just a state senator. If they would just build the damn wall, well, Yuma wouldn't have to deal with this shit, okay? And then all of that stuff by proxy wouldn't end up leading to, well, somebody getting their fucking head removed, okay? Because again, we talked about this. Oh, dear Lord. I'm not entirely sure when that video went live or anything like that, so don't quote me on that. But this was a part of a much bigger topic that I was mentioning at the time, and then I seen this pop up again because I recognized her pleasantly plump face and his illegal immigrant having face. And then, of course, we already went through his exhaustive criminal history. But then you realize that he came across as an illegal alien before he knocked up this Ohio lady, who again had a bit of a proclivity for the bad guys, and let's not fucking abdicate any responsibility that she has in this one. But man accused of beheading a woman is an illegal alien previously convicted of child rape. Of course he is. Of course. A man accused of beheading a woman in broad daylight in San Carlos, California. Wasn't she from Ohio? Where did that must have been another story. These fucking stories, they all run together at some point. Last week is an illegal alien who overstayed his tourist visa years ago. Wow! Imagine who could have possibly seen that coming. Jose Rafael Solano Landaeta, 33, was arrested and charged in San Mateo County Sheriff's Office. Said he beheaded his ex-girlfriend, 27-year-old Karino Castro, outside her apartment building. San Carlos, California, Southern California. Yep, came across as an illegal alien. If the fucking wall would be fixed and these places weren't taken in people as sanctuary cities because we're the good people in this one. No, human is illegal. Fuck off. This is what you end up getting. According to the San Mateo Observer, Landaeta is an illegal alien who has been living in the United States for years with a criminal record without having been deported. Entered the country on a tourist visa about 10 fucking years ago. Holy. California enforces a strict sanctuary state law that prevents local law enforcement from turning criminal illegal aliens over to immigration and customs enforcement. You already had something like this happen. Oh my gosh, there was that girl who was abducted, raped, thrown into the back of a vehicle in San Francisco, and he ended up getting off scot-free, even though he was an illegal alien at the time as well. God, Katie something or other. God, that was a long time ago. That was 2017, circa then. Like, shit like this happens all the fucking time in California. Landaeta had a criminal record that included raping a girl younger than 3... Oh, God. Why? Should be an eye for an eye in this one, okay? Not for what he did to that 3-year-old, or younger than 3 years old. I don't even know what to say about that. But no. His punishment in this, instead of just being trebucheted back over the border, he should have done unto him what he did unto his former baby mama. Just saying. Oh, and knowing that, oh no, his history and the fact that he fathered 2 kids with that. I don't want to desecrate her name even further by making the joke that I want to, but oh no, he has kids and he's a kid toucher. Oh, for fuck's sakes. A review of the court files in San Mateo County found one prior serious case from Landaeta Solano in 2012 while he was in the United States. Yes. He was accused of rape with an unconscious... Oh my God. And was sentenced to a reduced charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a victim. How's that a lesser charge? He served 3 years on probation. Sorry, what? Did I misread that? Okay. Accused of rape with an unconscious person, pled to a reduced charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a victim, more than 3 years younger. He served 3 years on probation. An illegal alien, raped somebody in on or around 3 years old. He wasn't deported for that? Man, California. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm fucking dumbfounded by this. Castro's family described Landaeta as being diagnosed schizophrenic and on meds. Oh, so he was getting prescriptions while being illegally in the United States. What the fuck am I actually waiting for at this point? I live on the more secure border, I guess, because they don't want white people coming into that country because, hell, that would be racist, I guess. Who would use that as an excuse for his behavior? He drank excessively, and you're not supposed to do that on those kinds of medications. Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, at least he's in jail, the San Mateo jail, this time without bail. So now he's being kept in a jail in the United States, even though he's here illegally. Man, you vote Democrat, you get this type of shit. You get an unfinished border flooding with illegal aliens, okay? I said at the beginning, finishing the fucking wall. It's almost like Trump was right with this one. And then when he made that initial first speech when he said that Mexico's not exactly sending their best, some of them are rapists, well, sure as fuck, guess what? Trump was. All that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.